So we all dream that one day we're going to meet somebody that truly, truly sees us and values us for who we are and loves us for who we are, truly. And then we go through life creating all these masks and not really showing ourselves because we're afraid to be who we are. And we create all these masks from such a young age that many times we even forget who we are. We don't know to differentiate between these masks that we've created and the true us. So any person that we're meeting is meeting us with all of these masks. So what if you met somebody that could see the true you through all of these masks and they really loved you for who you were and who you are? Now, the thing about meeting somebody that can see you, truly see you, they see you through all of your behaviors. That means that they can see not only what you want them to see, not only all of the good stuff that you're happy to share, but they can see all of the struggles and all of the places that you are not aligned and all of the little quirks that you have and the things that you that not only not even that not even you yourself can see about yourself. What if you met somebody who was able to reflect back to you the places that you yourself were not aware of, that you yourself are hiding from yourself, because we are blind to ourselves. That's the self work. The only way that we see ourselves is through the mirrors, through external mirrors, through situations, through other people's. We can all of a sudden recognize ourselves in someone else. A lot of times we recognize things that we really like about ourselves in somebody else, and then we really like that person. And many times we recognize things that we don't like so much about ourselves in somebody else. And those are the people that we typically try to push away from us because they are reflecting back to us the places that we don't like within ourselves. And what we really need to do is start being really curious and especially try to be around those people so that because they are giving us an opportunity to heal ourselves in the places that we don't see typically. So the only way that we get external reflections back are through other people, through situations, things that happen in our life, blind spots. So a lot of times we keep on creating these situations that we don't, because we are the creators of our own lives. We keep on creating these situations that we don't especially like within our lives, and we don't know why they keep showing up in our lives, but we know that something that we are doing is causing the situation, or some kind of belief that we have in our mind is causing the situation to continuously show up in our lives, right? Because any place that we are out of sync, out of alignment with the all, with the natural cause and effect, with the way that things are, whenever we are pushing against what is, that means that we're not standing up and taking responsibility for what is, right? If we are pushing against what is and trying to say, no, it's not that way, or making excuses for it, or making excuses for ourselves, or making excuses for others, or blaming others for things that are showing up in our lives, those are things that we are not standing up and really investigating. Why is this showing up in my life? What am I doing that is creating this situation or these type of people or these whatever it is to show up in my life, right? So, what if we had the opportunity to meet somebody that would reflect all of us back to us? Also our strengths, but also our weaknesses, and also all of the places that we're out of alignment, that we don't even realize that we are out of alignment. So, what if we met somebody that had gone through all of the self work within themselves and become a completely enlightened being by nature and was able to see the structures of behavior within us and reflect that back to us in a way that they created situations in which our behavior would play out how it typically plays out, right? So we would behave how we typically behave, but wherever we are out of alignment, it will come back and it will bite us in the arse, right? And if we met somebody that was able to create these situations in which we were able to fall into our old way of our old habits or old ways of behavior, and then it would be reflected back to us. First of all, it would be extremely painful because all of the places that we are out of alignment now are there is light on. All of our shadows, all of the places that we avoid looking at, all of these behaviors that we created as children that are protective behaviors for us, that protect us from having to cope or protect us from being hurt. So we create all of these different behaviors and they are sitting within us, and we have this programming running that whenever we have a place that might hurt, we push against. Now, these behaviors can come in a way of being a victim, or coming in the way of being aggressive, or come in the way of avoidance, or come in the way of, there's so many different behaviors that we are addicted to that we don't realize that we're addicted to. So, if we met somebody that was able to reflect all that back to us, it would expedite our spiritual awakening. It would force us to face our own selves and our own demons and to do the internal work or run away, right? But those of us that are on this spiritual awakening and that are truth seekers and looking for our own expansion, this would be something that we would be drawn to, because we are always drawn to our own expansion. We are always drawn, everything in the universe is expanding. We are of the big boom and we are in continuous expansion. Everything is an expansion, including us, and we are part of it all. We are part of this nature. And so if we when we meet a person that expands us, we are drawn to them. We are attracted to them, but we are actually attracted to our own expansion. And the reason I am bringing this is because I have met a person that is a reflection back to me, but not only to me, back to humanity, of the places that they are out of alignment. I've seen it again and again and again. I've seen it within myself. This has something that has allowed me to grow in ways that I could have never imagined. It has allowed me to see places in myself that I am out of alignment, and the pain in that is excruciating. But at the same time, it's so relieving, because once you go through the pain and once you allow yourself and once you take responsibility and stand up, because in the beginning you're pushing against, because it's against your own belief system, it's against who you believe that you are. So you push against because the pain is so immense, because you're losing yourself. You're losing things that you believe to be true. And you, not only are you losing things that you believe to be true, you're also losing your own dignity, because you have been, um, e- um, because you have to admit that you aren't right. You have to admit that you are out of alignment. When you think that you are right and you are righteous, and everything that you've known until now all of a sudden is up for judgment, and you're finding that a lot of what you thought about yourself isn't true, and a lot of what you thought about the way the universe works isn't true, and all of a sudden you are forced to face it. In the beginning, you fight against. Your ego starts jumping up and saying, no, it's not true. And you start arguing your point and trying to argue your point, but your point doesn't have any legs on which to stand, because the carpet is ripped out of underneath you again and again and again. And after you go through the pain and you are able to admit it and you surrender into it and you change your belief, or you let go of that false belief, it is so freeing. and you are free in those places. In the beginning, there's nothing there. Your old belief is torn away from you, and you have no new belief to put in its place. And so that it feels like there's a gap in between you and yourself. There's a gap inside. There's a void, this massive void. And you are left to fill that void. You are left, oh, not only are you left to fill that void, it's a lot of hard work. All of a sudden, the way that you used to behave isn't relevant anymore. And now you have to find new behavior patterns. You can't lean on your old self anymore. Everything is new, but it's like being reborn again, 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 again. And so it's already getting dark. I'm out on a hike. See, I'm way above this valley down there. I don't even think you can see it anymore. Hiking up this hill. Um, So I'm going to get into this a little bit more in more videos, but I just wanted to share that. And I also wanted to share that this is real. There and if you think about Yeshua 2000 years ago, and he was speaking of righteousness, and the people weren't accepting what he was saying because it was so painful. And I've seen this same pattern now alive in today. You hear there's coyote, there's little, I don't know if they're coyotes, but you hear it? They come out right at dusk. So this is dusk right now. I need to get up this mountain and to my car before it gets completely dark. It's cloudy. It's like a 3/4 moon out today. But it's cloudy, so even moonlight is going to be difficult today. So sending you guys so much love. Thank you for watching. And if you have any questions on this, I would be very happy to answer. Sending you guys so much love. Until next time.